Don't mind me, kids. I'm just trying to balance this frame I'm hanging, trying to get it good and level. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Getting things to be balanced is sure tough sometimes. All right, there we go. So today our topic is going to be the principle of design known as balance. And that sure looks like it's on the level now. Oh, dagnabbit. To explain to you balance, first let's go to this crudely drawn scale. And you can see these two spheres are in balance. Now they're off balance. You see, when I take a small thing and I take a big thing and they're on the scale and they look like they're balanced, but they look wrong, don't they? Like the big object looks like it should tip the scale and it isn't. And it just makes things look all lopsided and all cattywampus. No, I didn't mean to put cats on the screen. I said cattywampus. It means askew, crooked. Oh, that's okay. I can work with this. You know, Mr. Morris and I, we both believe that art has solid foundation and is measurable and all of those wonderful things. We know that you can teach art and that art is available for everybody. But, there's some gray areas. There's some gray areas where it sure sounds like we're talking about kittens and rainbows. Yes, folks, balance is kind of one of them. You see, as an artist, you aren't always scientifically deciding if a picture looks balanced. It's sometimes
a feeling that you feel deep inside. Balance comes from your heart. Oh, a feeling inside. Balance is something you feel.
Seriously, Lemmy, would you please just let me sleep? I mean, the singing, it can stop.
Sorry.
Now, the weird singing cat's not entirely wrong, but let me show you some ways that an artist can see if something is, in fact, balanced. To understand balance, first you're going to have to understand the difference between asymmetrical and symmetrical. Symmetrical is something that is the same on both sides. Your face, when I look at it head on, it's symmetrical. Asymmetrical means that it's not the same on both sides. For example, take a look at this image. Whew, the right and the left don't look anything the same. There are 4 types of balance: symmetrical, asymmetrical, radial balance, and crystallographic balance. Crystallographic, that's an awesome name. Now I want to start a band, Mr. Line and the Crystallographics. Even though in this artwork it's not exactly a mirror image from the right to the left, it's still very symmetrical. This artwork shows us something that's symmetrical. It's equal in size and proportion on both sides. This artwork here is showing balance, but it's not true symmetric balance. We can already see that the lady, for instance, is in this bright green dress and the man is in this very dark clothing. The man has a window next to him and the lady has a bed next to him. They're very different shapes. But the thing is that the content that's on the right and the content that's on the left, even though it's not the same, it's not symmetrical, it still shows balance. This is asymmetrical balance. This beautiful stained glass window is showing us radial balance. You can see how when we split it into 4 equal sized pieces and quarters, each one of those is a mirror image of the other. I can take any of those corners and replace them with another corner and it would still work as a symmetric image. And last, we have crystallographic balance. And you can see how M.C. Escher kind of broke all these fish and all these ducks. If you look carefully, you can see each one of those fits into a perfect little tiny cube. It's basically a grid, and the grid itself is what helps maintain the balance. Within each square of the grid, there's an equal portion of dark and an equal portion of light. Sometimes an artist uses space to also balance things out. If I look at this beautiful picture of this couple as they're standing there, there's a lot of information on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, there's a lot of big open space. So much space that it actually balances out because there's enough of information we do see, even though it's far away, that it balances out with the left side, which has all of the concentrated shapes. It just feels balanced. And what's nice about this artwork is the artist had used balance to help give us a sense of movement in the picture. That's a principle we're going to talk about later. Now I've cropped this image to be a little bit different than the original, and you can see it no longer looks or feels like it's in balance. In fact, some of you are looking at it and you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes artists will actually use imbalance to make the viewer feel feels about what's going on in the picture. It has an unsettling feel for our brain as our eye looks at it. Whether you can also check your artwork to see if it's balanced is simply to, make it so it's balanced. For every object that you put down, you want to put down an object of equal size. If you don't, then one side starts looking heavier. But the other problem is that you can also add too much content. Every time that you use an element, you're technically going to make it heavier in that area. So if you start using too many elements, like shading, let's say, on one side of a picture and the other side's blank, well, it's going to be off balance. So that's everything I've got to say about balance, and I got my picture finally hung up nice and level before this video was over. So sometimes you gotta judge balance by what you can see and what you know, and sometimes you just gotta go by the feeling in your gut. And I guess now you can say you're on level with balance. Ha 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 ha. Man, that's why you always hire professionals to hang pictures. Till next time, I'm Mr. Lion. Well, look at the upside is now I can fit into those pants from high school again. Don't worry, kids. I'll be back again to teach you more about the principles of design.